Welcome back to another episode of the Ben and Bergs podcast. I'm Ben, your favorite high school dropout and founder of Collective Shift. Alongside Ms. Bergs, your favorite MBA and COO of Collective Shift. We're here to bring you world-class crypto research, strategies, and insights to help you crush this crypto bull market, plus get an exclusive behind-the-scenes view of us scaling Australia's leading crypto research company. If you love the podcast, we'd love for you to share it around with a friend. It is how we grow it each and every week. And today we've got a special guest coming on board, Ben Scarf, content creator, horse hunting fanatic, I guess you could call him, and genuine, just a funny guy that I've been following online for a little while, seen his growth on Instagram, and you know him probably as Benny Scarf, the guy that bets 5 cents for every Instagram follower that he has, and yeah, he's grown to over 200,000 followers now, 213 as of today. He's got a bet on in an hour and a half, so we're going to today talk about the behind the scenes of what he does, his business model, how he thinks about growing a personal brand, and everything he's got going on as well. So, Benny, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Mate, you've got a bet on, right? Race is in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
What have you looked at? How have you placed the bet? What have you got on the bet? Talk us through it.
Well, every podcast I go on, they always ask me, what's the biggest bet you've placed? And the answer is always 2 days ago or whatever. Like my bet is currently pending, jumps an hour and a half for $10,650. Not something I recommend. Do as I say, not as I do. But
where are we betting today, mate? It's a Wednesday.
Launceston.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah. I've never bet in Tasmania. I'm usually Sydney, Melbourne.
Wow.
Jack of all trades, I guess.
Mate.
Definitely master of none. That's
it is
that
actually,
I can guarantee. Definitely master of none.
It's the Launceston Cup. So I'm from Launceston. It's a Launceston Cup today.
Oh,
right?
yeah, really? Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, it's Launceston Cup Day. It's like the biggest day in the calendar down there.
Mate, it's the only day that anyone gets out of bed for.
Name me a bigger day in Tasmania.
Well, if Benny Scarf's plonked 10K on the Lonnie Cup, mate, it's a big day.
The Lonnie Cup. Oh, shit.
So, okay, so you put $10,000 and a bit on. Talk us through, like, how long has it taken you to get from, where did you start? Was it like $1,000? How long has it taken you to get to where you are now?
My first video would have been like 2nd of April or something like that, 2024.
Yep.
So what's that, 9 months ago?
Yep.
At zero, just dead set zero. I've just always kind of believed in personal brands. Well, not always believed in personal brands, but I remember I was at a seminar with Simon Beard, as in like the founder of Culture Kings. And he was talking about how people don't really buy off businesses anymore, really. They want to put a face or a name to the brand. That's why you look at other personal brands, even before content was a thing, like Kim Kardashian, massive athletes, Michael Jordan. They're making huge amounts of money, more so off their business and, you know, their sporting ability and stuff like that. How much is the Jordan Airs, whatever it is? That'd be worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Which would have been completely impossible without Michael Jordan's personal brand, for example. There's people buying of people these days, and as opposed to businesses. That's why I kind of started it. I thought, shit, that's true. So people don't really trust businesses. It's the same reason why you're scrolling through Instagram. You see it says sponsored, you instantly scroll because you go, fuck him, he's trying to sell me something. Mm-hmm. People can sniff out an ad before it's even an ad. So as soon as something comes, the art is in its subtlety. I'm kind of digressing here, but people are more willing to buy off people as opposed to businesses. And so that's why I kind of started it. It's going really well.
You've essentially grown to, over 200,000 followers in like a year, which is pretty crazy. Like, did you do any content before doing this sort of like series, or you just sort of learn as you went?
Not really. I worked as a bookmaker in marketing. So I did a little bit of in front of camera stuff, but not really. Like, I was nothing to the scale of what I do now. I used to post videos in like little punting Facebook groups, but ultimately nowhere near the scale of what it is now. Like, as much as now it's at 200K, that's pretty much stagnated. Now it's going up probably 1,000 every week or two.
Yeah.
I reckon I hit 200K at November.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And now we're in February, late Feb. So it went like that, and then it's absolutely skyrocketed at the start. Like the first bet was $150, and then by the 8th day it was like $4,000. Like it just went bananas. It went bananas. Yeah.
So I've seen, I'm a fan of yours and I follow you on Instagram, and I was just in stitches with your videos, mate, how you set them up, the things that you do. For those listeners that haven't seen what you actually do, can you describe it to them, what you kind of produce on a daily basis and upload, mate?
I hate this. Yeah, sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, don't you?
That's the whole thing. It is ridiculous and it's amazing.
It is ridiculous. Well, I always wanted to put the bets on with cash, and I do it. People think I'm sponsored by the tab and shit. I don't address it because I like to keep it a bit ambiguous, but I'm not. There's no way they would. There's always people in the comments saying, why would the tab have an ambassador who talks about drugs and strippers? Like, why would they want them as this ambassador? Like, he's clearly not sponsored by the tab. I go down, I give a little chat to the girls at the tab, put on a big bet, show the ticket. I started using cash and using tab tickets for complete authenticity. So people, you can't forge that stuff. You can probably forge an online bet slip or something like that. You can't forge a ticket. And now everyone thinks it's fake anyway. So now I'm like, well, fuck it. Like, I give up. Like, and then I pretty much just like react to the race. And people like it continuously want to say how it's fake. I'm like, look at the veins in my neck. Like, if that's not a real bet, what else do you want from me? What else do you possibly want from me to prove that this is a real bet? Like, if that's not real, I should be in Hollywood. I'm in the completely wrong industry.
Oh, mate. I think that's why people like it, because it is so authentic and real. And let me just add a bit of flavor here. So when you say you go into the tab, you kind of stroll in Conor McGregor style, go in, you got a fat sack of cash, put it on there. It's like, right, I want like race 4, whatever you want. And then you get the ticket, stroll out there. You do a few stunts along the way, which are just hilarious. Saw one with flowers and a few other things. Yeah, you got to appreciate the people behind the counter.
Well, exactly.
And then the ones I've looked at, you're at your house with your mates, and you're just screaming at the TV like you got a massive bet on. There's veins on your neck. You're telling your mates to shut up because they're too loud, and you're just absolutely going for it and losing your mind. And it is the most entertaining thing.
Yeah, it's fun. I reckon it's more fun now filming, because now initially I was kind of like, oh, I want to build this business and stuff. Now I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have fun. Like, you just kind of build up an app for just giving less and less of a shit.
Yeah.
And now once you start having fun with it and treat it less like a business and your job, you have way more fun with it, and it also just comes off way more authentic and natural content.
Oh, that's what Ben and I have discovered. The more fun we have, the more authentic we are.
100%.
The easier it is and the more money we make.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, the more likable, the more generally charismatic you are, the more, yeah, exactly.
100%. There's been a big shift, I think, away from that like real overproduced, high quality, scripted content to just real natural TikTokification style, like authentic.
Definitely. Like, I was considering using like a proper camera for my content to make it a bit more professional and stuff. But I think that would actually make it worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I think kind of the beauty of it is the pure authenticity. It's kind of like, if you look at my top videos, there are a graphic designer or like a video editor would just shoot themselves. They're just riddled with mistakes, like typos, like lighting errors, shit, like terrible shit. But that's kind of the beauty of it all.
100%.
Yeah, and the way it's
I'm just a guy having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like the way it's filmed, it's from one of your mates' perspective on the couch, and I feel like I'm there having a beer with you and getting amongst it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Benny, you spoke about going away from trying to treat it as a business and a job towards just more enjoying it. Like, what is the business model behind it? Like, do you make money from this? Is it just from the hunting side of things, or how do you view all that sort of things?
Oh, it's next to impossible to win gambling, especially on horse racing. Like, there's a select few in Australia that would make money gambling. But no, I run it through an affiliate model. So I affiliate with bookmakers, one specifically, Double. Pretty much just get paid virtually just for the sign up. So the biggest cost for a bookmaker is getting people through the door. Mm-hmm. If they can find people get them through the door, they're willing to pay big dollars for that. Mm-hmm. So pretty much I just sign up a bunch of these people.
Yeah.
It's profitable for them. as long as, from like a bookmaker perspective, as long as the CPA that they're paying me for the sign up is less than, as long as all those clients are ultimately profitable over the journey of the customer journey, then play on. Like everyone's happy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debate, like, because I post bets and stuff and they can copy them, whatever. There's all this stuff about like, oh, he takes 30 cents on the dollar for every lost bet. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. But I like to keep it ambiguous. I like people talking. Like if no one really knows where the money's coming from, then it adds to the mystery of it all. So I don't really address it.
I like that.
Was this something you had in mind before you started creating content? You knew the model, or you kind of discovered it as you went?
No idea. I had no idea. I was just like, if you grow a brand, the monetization is the easy part. You don't even have to think about it at the start. Once you grow your brand, then you can start thinking about it. The hardest part is growing your brand. Monetization's easy. That just comes naturally. There's something you can sell. Like there's people who sell shit that have nothing to do with what they're doing. Like what? Ned Brockman's selling milk. What the fuck? Like he's making millions of dollars off selling milk. He runs. What are you talking? Like, are we serious? You know what I mean?
Bro, my favorite one is Alex Jones. You know that crazy guy?
Yeah. I reckon you two are fans, by the way. Just off the bat. I reckon,
They're turning the frogs gay. That's that guy, and he's selling. He's got a supplement brand. Like, how do those two things go together?
You see what I mean? Like, and he'd be making so much money off it. I reckon.
100%.
If you reach enough people, it doesn't matter what you're selling.
Yeah, people want to support you and be a part of what you're doing. And if you get to describe what the avenue is for that, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you monetizing any other way, Benny, outside of like horse racing? Like have you thought about doing like, apparel or merch or like any other, like fucking selling milk? Like, have you thought about anything else outside of your vertical?
No, well, I'm talking to like a company that works with influencers to launch drinks. But there's so many laws about combining liquor and gambling. There's so many laws about, especially in Australia. US would probably be fine. So I might launch like a non-alcoholic, like a sparkling water or a energy drink, something like that. But it's a bit too early because I don't think people resonate me with energy drinks, for example. So at the moment I'm trying to like plant the seed that I drink energy drinks so it'll come off a bit more naturally and a bit less of a sellout if I do kind of go down that route. But you need to plant the seed early that you are actually genuinely interested in energy drinks or sparkling water or something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise you just look like a sellout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start putting them in your video. That's how you get jacked up.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Like 50 Cent ended up doing that where he took, instead of just taking the cash for a deal, he took equity in this small drink company. Coca-Cola came and bought it for billions. And he's what the fuck? Like, didn't expect that to happen. And he made like $500 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you model your journey or your like personal brand off anyone else? Or are you feeling like you're just doing this and figuring out as you go? Like, do you have a vision of where you want to get to with this?
No. I'm going to ride this affiliate wave as long as possible, money-wise.
Yeah.
Tim Narkey was kind of like my guinea pig, if you will, as much as I completely nicked the idea off him. I noticed his engagement drop drastically once he stopped. Like, I was going to stop in November, but then I noticed that Tim Narkey's engagement plummeted after he stopped doing it, doing his normal stuff. So now I'm like, you can't just stop your best content. I'm going to stop. I think it'll probably become illegal eventually, what I'm doing. There's talks within the government to stop pretty much documenting massive bets because it normalizes it and stuff like that. Yeah. And I told my brother, like, there's talks within the government to do this. And they was like, why don't we just save time and call it the Ben Scarf rule? Like, are we serious? This is clearly, this would have never been spoken about before you. Like, let's just save time. Let's address it. Like, just call it the Ben Scarf rule.
That's so good.
So, I'm nowhere near as big as you on Insta, but like even getting to 50K, I found that consistency is a big one. And also like I create content on crypto, right? If the crypto market is down, the engagement drops off a cliff. Crypto market's pumping, it's flying again. 100%. So like I have more of like an industry momentum, I think, where like horse racing, for example, I guess it's pretty consistent, maybe like, Spring Carnival, whatever, things are up. But like you said, like when you've got bigger and bigger bets and it's nuanced, like Tim Naki, everyone's like, fuck, let's have a look at the blackjack hand. Like you're really excited to see how it goes. Like but then I guess, like you said, interest probably tapers off at some point.
Has to.
Yeah.
Has to. My engagement's not plateaued, but it has to drop.
Yeah.
Hype, you can't keep the hype up for as long, even if your content's are unbelievable and it stays unbelievable. Like it has to plateau a little bit. So at this point, it's kind of more about maintenance than anything.
Yeah. And with the business model, just sorry, going back to that, did you ever think about going like, so like there's, in my opinion, two real models you can go with, like an info or like influencer business. One is like affiliates, or the other one is like, you know, you build your own product and do like a subscription base, for example, like a tipping service. Like, did you think about doing that route?
Yeah, I actually sell a tipping service as well, but it's a pretty small component of the business. It's I also split it 50-50 with someone. He's like an analyst that feeds me bets.
Yeah.
I don't really dig through the form anymore.
Yeah.
He's going really well. Like the tipping service is, it's going pretty well, but it wouldn't generate nearly as much as the affiliate model.
Yeah.
So naturally, my time doesn't take up much time.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
And
kind of run it through my brand.
Yeah. And do you do this every day, the content creation?
Used to be every day. At the start, for the first 6 months, I was genuinely like every day. Like I had a bet every single day. Now it's like twice a week. Once you get to become an established brand, posting every day isn't as necessary.
I was going to say, because there's two components there. One is you're on the hamster wheel, always having to create content every day, and then very large bets every day are going to be huge. And how are you finding the content creation game? Do you find it grindy? Are you still enjoying it? What are your thoughts around that?
I wouldn't say, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I wouldn't say I ever enjoyed it. Funnily enough, like I just knew it was, I think creating content as a personal brand is almost like a cheat code to making money. Like it's just a hidden gem in 2025. We spend more time on our phone than ever before to get your face in front of them and stay relevant and stay front of mind. If you can stay front of their screens, you're going to stay front of their mind. And that's the easiest way to sell. I would go as far to say that I'd never really liked creating content. I probably enjoy it more now just because it's a bit more rare. It's like 2-3 days a week as opposed to every day constantly. It's definitely more fun. I'm just more relaxed and stuff now because it's a bit less pressure on me to post every day and stuff. I'm just kind of seeing the lighter side of it these days. But,
we feel a lot more comfortable with Ben and Bergs, and if we don't feel like doing it, we just call it off for that week, do it another week. Yeah, but Ben, I know, Simpson, you find it quite like you have to do a lot of content, mate, and it's quite difficult.
Yeah, well, I think you've got two types of content, right? You've got educational or you've got entertainment, you know, and I think, you know, Ben Scarf is far funnier and more entertaining than I am. And if I did entertainment, it'd just be an absolute fucking piss take. So like on the educational side, like being in the crypto space, it's more about delivering insights and simplifying and educating and doing like tutorials and market updates and things like that, which is okay in the crypto space because it's ever evolving. But like as a content creator in the entertainment space, you've got to constantly be coming up with new ideas, right? New creative, new ideas, especially like comedy. Like there's some awesome content creators out there, but fuck, you got to think like, it must be hard to keep coming up with new ideas and keep people like on the hook. Like, have you thought, Benny, like about different styles of content? Have you thought about doing a YouTube channel? Like, have you thought about going any bigger, or are you just going to stick at what you're doing right now?
Eventually, it's hard to. It's just so much regulation. I'm just kind of making excuses. You could argue, but the regulation is just so bad that it's getting worse as well. Like YouTube, my videos are so heavily edited. Like I can't mention so much shit. I'll just get fined. Like it's bizarre. So YouTube channel, I can post like a long form, but then I'm just cutting everything anyway. So and I'm gonna have to switch it up eventually. But at the moment, I'm just kind of riding the wave.
Yeah. And so we've got in your kind of day to day, you do the content creation and placing bets and everything like that. Are there any other parts of the business you have to do? Like, do you have to interact with followers, work on deals, those kind of things?
Not really. Like the business model kind of enables me to like just have a lot of free time because if you get enough videos out, the videos just kind of work in the background and you just kind of get followers as you go along. Even old videos are still circulating. So even day 4, day 5, day 6, they're still getting followers every day. Because I guess that's just how it works algorithmically, if that's a word. So as long as you're getting links out to your affiliate stuff, it kind of works by itself. So I'm gonna work on my physical health, shit like that.
And with the affiliate side, like you'd be making like obviously enough to live on. Like you're not you don't have any other income. Like that's like
full-time job. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, going really well.
What would your actually before we go there. What tips, like someone starting out or wanting to build a personal brand? Because I also totally agree, like the Alex Hormozy, the Gary Vee, like all that stuff, like personal brand, I think 100% number one most valuable thing you can do. Totally agree. What would your tips be to someone that maybe hasn't started yet and is wanting to create a personal brand? Because it's becoming a very saturated space as well, right? Like I agree, it's very hard to stand out. Like what would your insights or feedback or just lessons learned you'd be able to provide someone?
Pull the trigger. Like there's so many people who sit back and they wait for the perfect idea and they try to find their niche and whatever. Like just pull the trigger. I've never ever in my life seen anyone post every day for 6 months and fail. If you post every day, even if something you're interested in, whatever, if you post every day for 6 months, just your thoughts, you will 100% gain followers. You'll get better at your content. But the only thing that's stopping you from getting better at content is posting content. It's the only way to improve. You're not going to pick up day one and be good at it. But I just do it. And it's really daunting at the start, and then you get used to it, and then you realize no one really cares. And you'll probably get a lot of hate at the start, but once you get past the hate, even the haters kind of become your fans. They can't help but like you. Just pull the trigger.
I love that. I think so many people are too scared to post anything in case of like the comments or the feedback or the insecure or whatever. And like the reality is no one gives a shit. Everyone else got their own problems as well. How do you deal with the negativity, Benny? Like as you grow, like, you know, even me in my space, I always think like 1 to 5% of people are going to hate you, right? So 1 to 5% of like 100 people is like 5 people, right? But at 200,000, 1 to 5% is a few people that, you know, probably don't like you. Like, how do you deal with that? It's like water off a duck's back. Do you think about it? Whatever.
It's just free marketing. Like I genuinely, it rattled me at the start.
Yeah.
Sort of. Now I'm like, I love this. This is brilliant. Do you know how many people tell me, I just go straight to your comments because I love seeing the hate. I'm like, good. Like, bring it on. Like, all you do is skyrocket my engagement. Please keep going.
Yeah.
Seriously, please keep going. It's just the most free marketing you'll ever get. It's also just, people don't hate on unimportant people. No one comments like blasting unimportant people. All it is just a reminder that you're actually doing meaningful shit.
I like that.
So, and like, single someone that you know, no one, they're unimportant, right? Single someone you know who's unimportant. You don't hate them. You don't love them, but you don't really have an opinion. So you don't really give them much thought. If they started doing important shit, you'd probably have a lot more polarized opinion on them.
Yeah.
So just get like, and the whole quote of "you'll never meet a hater doing better than you" is the most true thing of all time.
Yeah, I love that.
It's so true. Like, yeah, you'll never click on the profile of someone shitting on you in the comments. They're always anonymous or like 250 followers, private account. Like, yeah. Every single time, without exception.
Yeah. And the wildest thing is they're probably the most engaged people in your content because they'll rock up every time. They'll comment every single time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when you really think about the mechanics there, if you're worried about these people posting, you're the one going out, creating content and uploading it, and they're waiting for it to be there. And they're commenting and wasting their time commenting crap on your stuff and giving you free marketing and more.
It's wild. It's crazy. Like, it's beautiful, really.
It's a lovely machine. While we're on like fans and haters, now that you're Insta famous, how has your day-to-day kind of changed? Like, do you get recognized in the street or people come up to you?
Yeah, a lot.
Bro, tell us some
it's
stories.
Died down. Oh shit, there's a lot. This was last week. I was in Adelaide. I think it's my favorite so far. Like, there's a lot going around. And there was I was in Adelaide and I was with Mark Taylor and about 30 others. We're in a big golf tour. And this guy comes up to me at the pub, asks for a photo, whatever. And then he's walking away with his mate and he goes, mate, this is the best day of my life. I met Mick Fanning at the golf. I met Tubby Taylor at the pub. And now Benny Scarf at the pub. I was like,
that's a good three.
What the fuck is wrong with the world? The world has gone officially mad. Like, to be grouped with those two, it's fucking bananas. Like arguably the greatest surfer to ever live. 9,000 test runs. Fucking some cunt who bets on Instagram. Like, are you serious? Find a better fucking hero. You need some better role models, brother.
You've got, mate, how good old mate that punched the shark, Tub that's always on TV, like Test cricket
at the bottom
legend.
of Instagram. Well, what a combo.
Oh, frame that, mate. Give it to me in a drink. Drink it all day long. How good is that?
I could not believe it.
That's
Simpson
so
just
good.
gets yelled at. Like people from the car just scream at him.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, but like when the market goes down, I'm just like the most hated man. But when it goes up, I'm God. Benny, what does your missus think of all of this? Like, you've had some thoughts where you've had a few losing, a bit of a losing
Hit a
streak.
nerve. We broke up about a month ago. Way to go, Benny. Good on you, mate.
Thanks,
feel
mate.
good. Feel good. Well done,
Well
brother.
well done for bringing it
Good
up.
on you, mate. Just in our home that we built together. She all good. I only have to walk around my house to relive the memories with her. Fucking good on you, mate. Well done.
This is every day with Simpson, just constantly putting his foot in.
Who is this cunt?
Oh, mate.
I'm gonna leave the podcast, boys. Thanks.
Oh, mate, hang your head in shame. You dickhead.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Well done.
Fuck, I'm so sorry, mate.
That's going to make an epic clip. That's going to be so good.
Self-inflicted pain, to be fair. So,
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, geez. So if we look at this in a broader kind of way, with the lifestyle that you have and the content that you're creating, does that make it more difficult for relationships and having a partner?
wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
So with your...
Yes, it does, apparently. So, yeah. That's when pricks on podcasts remind you of it.
Because people don't factor this in. Like when you go on an endeavor like yours and you create a lot of content and you become Insta famous and you're known for certain things, that can impact your life and your relationships and make it more difficult.
Yeah. I definitely, I try to get personal and business like very separate in that regard. Like I would never, more just like for her safety and shit too. Like I would never post her on Instagram and stuff, and not because I wanted to be single or anything. Like, more just like, well, I get messages, death threats like every other day. Imagine they found out her Instagram. She'd get blasted with messages being like, you have shame, like exactly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would never do that. But in terms of like having a relationship, it doesn't really make too much difference. It's hard to maintain a mystery. It's pretty hard to maintain mysterious. But yeah, conversely, you got 200K followers. You know what I mean? Like, so, like it has its perks, but it definitely has its cons as well.
You've mentioned,
and it's also hard to like mask how much. Like, for example, like you're at the pub, like you're out to dinner with someone. There's definitely an expectation. Like you can't hide that you have money. If someone has money, like it's very easy for the general wealthy person to kind of mask it off. When you have to publicly announce that you made $40,000 yesterday, it's very hard for people to not view you differently. That's what I've noticed, 100%. But yeah. Ultimately, like relationships, it's kind of doesn't make too much of a difference, I guess. People think it's you just click your finger, like you get 200K followers, you just click your fingers, and like women start like just banging on your door trying to get in your house. No. Trust me, no. It's also gambling. Like gambling stuff is arguably a woman repellent.
Like a fly spray.
Yeah. Seriously, it's like, you're famous. What for? Gambling. Oh, anyway.
see you later, loser.
Anyway, see you later. Yeah.
This is what Jordan Peterson was talking about. This it's something like in gambling, 99% are men, and it was these innate drives that they had to be successful, get ahead quickly, all of these kind of things. So for the people out there with the following, yeah, especially in like gambling, women won't necessarily throw themselves at you because it's all dudes, like majority dudes.
Yeah, definitely.
When I'm at my
100%.
missus, I was like, I am in crypto. Like this is like
we got the
crypto
same
and gambling, the biggest red flags.
100%.
So I worked for 20 years in like a hospital doing IT stuff, right? In research, data, very respected. And the last 3 years I've been in crypto. And when people ask me, they're just like, oh, he's a degenerate. You're a drug dealer. You're this, you're that. It's like instantly, you just turn off.
Yeah, 100%. Or they just go like, they instantly label you with so much stuff as like crypto or gambling. Like, oh, well, I assume you love, assume you love guns, or like they just assume you're like some ultra far right wing activist. Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Yeah,
and they think I like ultimate freedom, no government, no nothing, military.
Yeah,
all this weird. I'm like, come on, mate.
You know that?
Instantly, I'm a Trump
there is
lover.
a middle ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I was like, I'm not particularly an LL fan, but like he posted this thing on Twitter. It would have been a month or so ago. It was like a meme. He goes, "Oh, my knee hurts," and someone goes, "Which one? Your left or your far right?" Like, that's just crypto. That's someone as soon as you say I'm into crypto.
That's so good. Well, on back to the money side, Ben, and investing. Like, how do you? So you signed up as a member of Collective Shift recently. Thanks again. That's awesome. I know crypto hasn't been probably that crash hot in the last few months, but like, how do you think about investing outside of, in sort of the sports betting? Like, are you in any other markets? Is it just crypto, property?
I've got a little bit in shares. My dad's a professional share trader. He has been for like 20, 25 years or so. Before that, he was a professional gambler. So it's actually not that different, really. Like a professional investing for pretty much his whole life. I pretty much just follow him to the T. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't trade as actively, naturally. Like he's spending 30 hours a week on that. I'd rather fucking shoot myself. But I pretty much just follow him, and obviously naturally it does pretty well. I try to not spend too much time on it, but shares, like a bit of property. But I want to get a lot more into crypto. I see a lot more long-term future in crypto as opposed to anything else, really.
Yeah. Do you find your mates and stuff like, I think we're similar age, roughly. Like, do you find any of your mates sort of in that space, in the crypto space, or not really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I reckon it's definitely a younger thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my dad, he gets the shits about crypto. Like he's 67 now. He just cannot wrap his head around it. Like he's literally been professionally investing for 45, 50 years or something, professionally, and he just still can't be like, he's still like, fuck this. Like, this is stupid. It's a fad. It's like, mate, it's about to be a 20-year fad. It's a pretty long fad, mate. Like,
oh, mate. Do you find there's any like crossover between your audience and a crypto audience? Have you ever noticed anything in
a lot of different
things they talk about?
I think that crypto investors, you get some degenerate crypto investors and you get like a lot of sharp ones. Most people who love gambling, you pretty rarely find a really sharp guy who's like a really sharp investor. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be gambling. Sort of. Maybe the degenerate crowd of crypto, the ones who just love betting on altcoins.
Yeah.
That's about the only crossover I can see. Like, I can't imagine that some sort of like 10, 15 year long-term future focused guy would have a massive interest in gambling. Yeah. I can't imagine so. I don't know. Like, we're all young men are gamblers at heart, generally speaking.
We're all Australian, all gamblers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you figured out something amazing that takes people decades to figure out. And I want to know how you came to this. So the first one is having a business where it gives you a lot of time freedom and you can use that time to work on whatever you want. And then also when that business throws off cash flow, investing that in assets that are going to grow over time. It's very rare that people have both of those. How did you get to this place and how did you figure it out?
Oh, partially luck, but partially hard work. Like for the first, as much as I do next to fuck all now when I wake up, first 6 months I was working like genuinely really hard. Like if I didn't have a video out that day, I'd like, my anxiety would go through the roof. it's just how you got to be. Like, if you want to be successful, it's bad luck. If you want to be normal, don't go be normal. But if you need to undertake some sort of anxiety and risk, massive risk, if you want to be extraordinary. So I guess how have I worked it out? I'm not pulling the trigger, as I said. Hard work-ish, more just different work. I wasn't grinding out for 60-hour weeks like some people, but I was definitely working smarter. I was getting in front of camera when I didn't want to. Doing things I don't want to do. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's very true.
It's reality.
Yeah.
Because the things you're doing is very high leverage work. So where you can create content, distribute it, and it's on the internet forever. You can repost it, and then investing all that money is making money while you're off at the beach or something like that. Mm-hmm. And once you get to that point, I know I did. I have it's awesome that you've made it, but it's also very awkward for me, at least, because none of my mates were like that. So while I have that lifestyle, they're working very hard, or they don't understand, or they're perhaps envious. Do you have that with your mates?
Yes, 100%. Like, a couple of my closest mates, they just bet professionally, so they kind of grasp the concept of just that you don't work 9 to 5 and stuff. But definitely at the start, I was kind of like, what do you mean you don't want to get pissed on a Monday afternoon? Like,
so good.
What do you mean you have work? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of annoying as well, especially because I work Saturdays as well. Like, my biggest day of the week is easily Saturdays. That sucks when your mates are at the pub by 3 and you've got to race at 4:30 and you're toey and you just want to get out there. Like,
get on the schoolies.
Yeah. But you just got to deal with it. You just got to accept the fact that pretty much everyone works a 9 to 5, and that's definitely a hit. And I got to race on Sunday. Shit, I don't want to be in front of camera hungover. That's the worst thing in the world. Like, if you're doing Excel for the day, you're like, fuck it, I'll get pissed the night before. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Like, going in front of camera, like, having to film in front of a race, it's the worst thing ever. It's so bad. You can't just pull through. Yeah, it's fine though. I'm digressing massively, but you just kind of make do.
I think that's like one thing, as a solopreneur, personal branding, you've been able to build, Benny. Like you just said, like you're basically being able to like set yourself up where you don't have to do a lot like during the day. Like what does a day look like? Is it get up and just do whatever the fuck you want every day? Like where are you sort of at on that journey? Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, like I wake up, I live about 2 minutes from Coogee Beach now. Like go for a swim, and I'll go to the gym, I'll go for a walk, go see my family, like go see my nana, have lunch. 3 days a week I'd have a bet. So I got to film that an hour and a half, edit the video. And I don't know, go out to dinner, whatever. Do a little bit of work. I'll spend like half an hour on just like crypto stuff or whatever. Just enjoying it. Just enjoying life.
Love it.
It took me a while to get to that where I had time freedom. I'm like, well, shit, what do I do? And I started feeling guilty. But then I eventually got to the place where when you wake up, you work a couple of hours, but then what do you do with the rest of your time? And
people say
whatever you feel.
Mate. Yeah, you fill it up pretty quickly, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you squeeze at the pub.
You'll make do. Yeah.
He said Coogee Beach. Which state are you in, mate?
New South Wales, Sydney.
Oh, perfect. Oh, we got one over here in WA, so I was like, ooh.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, just not WA, no.
Fuck that place.
Yeah.
Just quickly back to the brand deals part, Ben, like, do you get offered many brand deals or people wanting you to do stuff? I assume you would. Yeah. How do you choose what you do and don't do? Like, do you have a framework or?
Well, like the affiliate's making so much money that it's kind of not worth it for me to commercialize or monetize anywhere else at the moment. Mm-hmm. So I get a casino email me every 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Ask me to do content for them and shit. And they're like, the budget's 3,000. It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like I understand that I don't expect them to take it to up their price to something stupid.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just not worth monetizing at the moment.
Yeah.
Anything else, like once my affiliate dies, maybe it can't last forever. I can't maintain this level of engagement. Engagement and sign-ups are pretty much directly correlated.
Yeah.
And I won't be able to maintain it forever, but eventually something will come along. I want to move to the US eventually. The US gambling market is just going bananas.
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
Because they weren't able to do that not that long ago, right?
Correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, like it's the US gambling market is kind of like the Australian gambling market, but 20 years ago. Like the Australian gambling market is going the completely wrong way in terms of if you're in it, just because mainly taxes and regulation. Regulation is getting worse and worse. It's so heavily regulated. All they're doing is implementing more and more laws. Whereas the US is just a wild west. Like they've now legalized gambling in about 50% of states. It's getting a lot. It's just you can say whatever you want. There's no black and white messaging on everything. Yeah. It's a lot. Also, the wealth disparity. Like the Australian gambling market and just gambling markets around the world is dominated by about the 1% of biggest losers of gambling. The wealth disparity in the US is far worse in the US than Australia. So that 1% who are gambling are losing so much more money. There's so much more money to be made on the other end of it. So over the next 10 years, I reckon the gambling market in the US will just be an absolute powerhouse.
And from your side, who is able to monetize off like user acquisition, like is there any other models that in Australia the bookies can offer, or is it only like CPA on sign up? Like do any of them offer like percentage losses or anything like that?
Some do. It's pretty rare.
Is it legal?
It is at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know how much longer. I'd give it a couple of years.
Yeah. Did you think about going that model? Like, do you think you'd make more money on like percentage trading volume? Because I know that's what crypto does, right? Like usually you get like if I sign someone up, not that we do this, but if you sign someone up, you get a percentage of all their trading fees. You get a big whale, and then all of a sudden you're making like heaps of money.
Yeah.
You know, did you think about that versus the CPA model?
Yeah, probably. It's hard to say what'll make more.
Yeah, true.
Depends if you sign up a few big whales or whatever.
Yeah.
Sign-ups are a bit more stable.
Yeah, that's true.
But in the US, definitely.
Simpson's fascinated by the US for market development for similar reasons. Market's more than 10 times bigger, and they've actually got regulatory clarity or better, more favorable regulation for crypto.
Yeah.
And it just seems like these kind of things are heading to those really free markets, and there's insane opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah. And so Simpson, like when you went over there recently, mate, what did you see in the US in terms of like crypto and what's happening there? Because I think that's a really good parallel to how other markets operate.
Like just capitalism times like 100 versus Australia. Like it's just everyone's got a business, everyone's tech focused, everyone's grinding. You go down to Miami and every billboard is like Binance or Coinbase or OKX. Like it's all crypto. Like, and there's just way more money there. Like Benny said, like the top 1% is massive over there. There's huge amounts of money, and there's 400 million plus people over there versus 25 or 30. It's just astronomical. You can't even get your head around how big it is.
100%.
That's super exciting, man. Jeez. So that might be your next thing, mate. Heading to the States, building it all back up again, even in the same space of gambling. Because it's very difficult in a business when you kind of hit that plateau, and especially during like in your primary marketing channel and then facing regulation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's tricky. Also, the horse racing is very big in the US. I think it might be in 10 years, but kind of got to shift to US sports. The only thing I really bet on is US sports, and I have no idea. So I'm going to have to find a way. I guess that's just being an entrepreneur. You just got to adapt.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Bergs, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, so earlier on, like you're on this path and you're a solopreneur and you've got content creation around gambling. And we sort of asked you like, what's kind of next? It's a difficult question to answer, but what do you think is next for you? Or will it always be some form of your personal brand and creating that content and those channels, and you'll kind of discover it along the way?
Sounds a bit hypocritical, but I'm going to knock personal brands. This is the one con I have. you just can't sell it. You can't sell a personal brand. It's just tough. Like I'm seeing businesses getting sold in the Australian gambling market getting sold for like 15, 14 million and stuff. And I hear about how much turnover they're doing. I'm like, my clients are doing half of that. Like theoretically, this business is worth 7 million. But like, you can't just sell Benny Scarf. You know what I mean? So ideally, I'd like to move away from the personal brand at some point to start a business that has nothing to do with me, to make it a lot more sellable. And your brand can also be tarnished overnight. We all have our skeletons, boys. I mean,
you're one too many skewies away from.
Exactly. I get a bit insta frenzy, insta happy sometimes after a few beers. But, I would like to definitely get away from a non-personal brand at some point. I'm not sure what that is or what it encapsulates, but
have you thought about creating your own bookie or something like that?
I wouldn't invest a cent into the Australian gambling market, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Just still money to be made, but it's just going the wrong way.
Yeah.
This is a similar thing that we've faced in the past, where we had an influencer which was the head of the company. That didn't work out. So then we tried to make it about the research team, but then they needed a face that they could trust. So Ben became the face. But then if you're going to sell the business, you'll be handcuffed in there for the rest of your life, making money for someone else, which is a terrible position to be in.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that having a personal brand is a cheat code to get there quickly. But then if you want to expand out of it and not have the business rely on you, a brilliant book is Built to Sell, which is doubling down on certain aspects of it and having other people run those.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you actually see that problem. Unless you want to do this for the rest of your life. And some people are happy to just create content for the rest of their lives. I don't. I'm out, bro. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm already on the way out. I reckon. I'm like, fuck.
How long you got left? About 3 weeks, mate.
Seriously. Honestly.
So Ben, you got a race in probably half an hour now. You can tell us because we won't. This won't be aired before the race starts. Who you got? Who we on? What do you feel? Do you get anxious? Get nervous? Sweaty palms? Talk us through the next half an hour before the race.
Depends if I remember have you seen Full Swing on Netflix?
Yep.
I remember when Brooks Koepka said, when you've got it, you feel like you'll never lose it. Yeah. When you don't have it, you feel like you'll never get it. Like I've gone 2 on the bounce now. I have the thought of this losing in an hour and a half. Doesn't compute with me. Because now I'm like, this is what I do. I win. What do you mean? But I remember I went 9 losers in a row. Like, do you know how fucking low on confidence I was going into the 10th? Like, you know what I mean? How could you be?
Okay, let's just quickly double click on that. So 9 on the trot losses. You're down. What are we talking? 90 grand, 100 grand?
60. I was like 60 or 70 within like 2 weeks. Yeah.
And is that obviously just money you've saved up and now just
yeah. It's pretty much just right
in the waves. But then when you're upright, you're winning 40K, 30K. Like you can go on some pretty high swings too, right? Yeah. And what I've learned in this podcast is that you're right. None of that stuff you do on Insta is scripted. It's you to a T. It's just like you genuinely think this is not going to lose.
Yeah. You have to go into it just complete, and you have to go into life with this. I reckon, like I go into life with complete delusion. Like delusional amount of confidence, like nothing to even warrant it. What a way to live. There is, I wake up and I think I'm like fucking awesome. And with absolutely no reason. And what a fucking way to live.
Where do you get that from? Is that inherent in you, your parents? Like what you just like?
No one in my family. I got a family of 6. None of them are like that.
There's this quote where
why
it's like,
why the fuck not?
If you're not going to believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you?
Exactly.
And you need to be stupid enough to believe in yourself.
100%.
And just dumb enough to be able to execute on it.
Yeah. I know it's not. No, I would not recommend this, but like my recent role model, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Look at that interview. And he's like, and the girl's going, how have you survived? He goes, because I'm me. I wake up and I go, I'm me. This is what I do.
Wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. I bang
Piss
7 gram
excellence.
rocks.
I
I've
piss
got fucking
excellence.
tiger blood.
Yeah, up his gold. Tiger blood, that's it. Tiger blood.
Oh. Is that the same feeling after 9 losses on the trot, or a little bit different?
No, not quite. Yeah. You need some sort of evidence, at least just a little bit of evidence to believe it first. After 9 losses, you're going. Like sometimes when I'm editing a losing video, I'm like, you worthless.
So Simpson and I talk about this all the time. You're either a god or an absolute piece of shit. There's no in between.
Yeah. And like when your mood is completely dictated for the day on whether a horse runs fast or not, it's wild.
Is this Simpson whether the market's going well or not?
Yeah, seriously. Like you
Green or red?
have no influence on whether the market's doing well, whether a horse runs fast, but just, like, this completely dictates my mood. And this is the way I live.
Bergs, I couldn't have explained it better myself. Because Bergs is like, why do you let the market dictate how you feel? I'm like, what do you mean? This is life. It's green or
This
red.
is life. Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Makes sense.
100%. Yeah, my dad was a professional gambler. Like he could win or lose 100,000 in one day. How could that not dictate your mood?
Yeah,
it's just part of it.
Fuck, that's so funny. Benny, this has been phenomenal, mate. How can people find you online? Is there anything else you want to leave us with our audience? Any words of wisdom?
I'm happy. I'm good as gold. Yeah, I'm good as gold. Nice. Yeah, don't listen to me.
What's
Everything
your
I said in the last hour, don't listen to a fucking word.
What's your Insta handle so people can find you, mate?
Benny Scarf. Actually, don't follow me. Then I have to put an extra 5 cents on. So,
I was just thinking,
if you're following me already, unfollow me.
I'm going to go and buy those chief followers.
There's bots.
And just send thousands and thousands your way.
People have done that to me before.
Yeah.
But start putting on $500,000 bets, mate.
Yeah. Try fuck me. Yeah.
And who's your bet for today, Benny? We'll follow along.
Yeah, Launceston race 3, number 5. It's about 260 now.
Is your Froggy?
It's come in.
Froggy knew
Oh
it.
shit, 280. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No shit.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
It's not even a favourite anymore.
Craig
put
knew it.
money
It was when I backed it.
Craig knew it. He's got a key to Launceston, that bloke.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Righto, mate. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Awesome conversation. And yeah, best of luck with the personal growth and hopefully come to the races, mate. We'll catch up and have a beer.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Awesome, guys.
Thanks, champions.